Okay, then
we are recording. Okay.
yes, we are press recording. Yes. Then the next one, كان البستان كبيرا. You want to explain this, Afrin? You want to explain this? You want to
Hello.
explain? Yes, go on.
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kana al-bustanu kabiran. So al-bustanu, the garden, and here kana is used. So we are using was here, and kabiran is large.
So the garden.
I have one question here actually. Al-Bustan is non-human being, so it should be Kanat, right?
No. Why would you? Is bustan singular or plural? Broken plural.
Bustano singular.
Singular.
Yes. Is the word masculine or feminine?
Masculine.
Right. Does it make sense?
Masculine. Okay.
Because you could look at the word, right? You don't, if it's because we look at the word if it's masculine or feminine based on whether we should use masculine or feminine verb. So here the word is masculine. It's not a broken plural. It's not broken plural. Number one, it's not. It doesn't have dal marbuta. It's not now name of a geographical place. It's not name of body parts which occur in pairs. So we know it's not feminine. It's masculine. So that's why we use kana. So the garden was large. So again, bustanu is a subject. Kabiran here, we will say it's a predicate because we're just using as copula. So basically, we mentioned before that we don't need to say hunaka, kana hunaka. We don't need to say that. So English where we say there was a thief in the house, we would just say kana lasun fil bayti. So if you translate it literally, it says a thief was in the house. Kana is the verb. Lasun is the subject. So that a thief was, because it's indefinite. A thief was fil bayti, in the house. Lasun means thief. A thief was in the house. But obviously, when I mentioned before in I think chapter 3 or something, in such verbs you could add there was. So you could say there was a thief in the house. So again, here, why it cannot feminine, Nazir?
Kanat.
Yes.
Kanat?
Why is it cannot? Why not kana?
Kalatun is here, it's a Kamarbuta is there, so feminine.
Okay, Kal'atun is feminine, right?
Yeah.
Kal'atun.
Subject is feminine, yeah.
Yes, Kal'atun is feminine, which means fortress or fort. Kanat Kal'atun, so there was a fort on the top of the hill. Or if you translate it literally, you could say a fort was on the top of the mountain or hill. Okay. Then this is something new we're coming across.
How do we differentiate for the kana whether it has to be had or it is like a giant pronoun, like a was? Like a difference between being a past perfect or it is used as a was.
So
like
we said
the previous sentence.
we said past perfect. What we did say, we said kana is mentioned with another verb. So if you was past perfect, it would be kanat kil'atun, then there would be another verb here. Okay. I'm thinking hard to find another verb to go with kal'atun, but there will be another verb here. Then it will be past perfect. Does it make sense?
Okay.
So for example, kana rijalu. So if you look at here, where's it gone? Kana rijalu sharibu. So it's only past perfect because it's mentioned, kana is mentioned with the second verb. Because the second verb is doing the action, is talking they drank, right? It's mentioning the man drank. Kana is just there to make it past perfect or pluperfect. Okay, so in Arabic, now it's going to mention how do you say all, each, or every, right? Each and every you could treat it as like one, and how do you say all? So here it says when kullu, the word is kullun, right? Kullun, and here is going to be used as mudaf, so we're going to use as kullu. So it says when followed by indefinite noun in the genitive singular. So you guys by now should be able to read the book and kind of make sense of it. It means each or every. So basically what it means is when we have kullu and after that the word is indefinite and it's going to be it's genitive because it's going to be mudaf and mudaf ilayhi. It means each or every. So you could say wasala kullu waladin. It means every boy arrived or each boy arrived. How do you
Can you
say
say
all?
all boys? Can you say all boys arrived?
Yes, it tells you here. So this is how you say each or every. So it is telling you this. How do you say all? All you said, it says when followed by a definite noun. So it means the noun, the genitive, the mudaf ilayhi is going to be definite, and it's going to be plural. It means all. So Nazir, how would you change this to say all boys arrived? Do you think?
Followed definitely in the genitive plural. Genitive plural.
So what's the first thing you do?
Wasala.
So the mudaf is going to remain the same, masala
Yeah.
kullu, and then he says the mudaf ilayhi is going to be definite. Number one.
Okay. Al walad.
Number two
Okay.
is going to be
Genitive.
genitive. Is
Al
genitive.
waladi.
It's always genitive.
Genitive plural.
It's mudaf ilayhi. It's going to be plural. Genitive, right?
Yeah.
So how do you
So
say then?
kullu al waladi. Kullu awladi.
Kullul awladi.
Kullu awlad.
Awladi. So first of all, number one condition is definite, and number two condition is plural. So this is very essential. Like this is takeaway. Everybody needs to read this as many times as they need to until they embeds in the head. Nilofer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here, hadara kullul wuzra'i. What does this mean?
All the ministers attended.
Okay.
Zarakul.
So how do you know it means all, not every?
Kullu is al is used. So
Okay.
it
Al
will
is
be
used. Number
all.
one is definite. And what's second
Yes.
clue?
Second,
What did you say? Help her out.
plural.
Plural, yes.
Al-Wazira.
Yeah, hadara kullul wuzra'i. All the ministers attended. How would you say every minister attended?
Kullu, every minister.
Yeah. How do you say every minister attended?
Kull,
So we say hadara
kullu walad wazira. Kullu
kullu
wazira.
wazira. Why is wazira? Why is one kasra? Why is one
Wazir.
was? Why one kasra?
Singular will be one.
So it's indefinite. It doesn't have alif lam. It doesn't have alif lam. So when the word doesn't have alif lam,
Waziran. Sorry, it will be double.
waziran. Two fathas.
Two fatha.
Why two fathas? Why two fathas? It's mudaf ilayhi, right?
Acha. Yes.
Mudaf ilayhi must be genitive.
Waziri. Yes.
No, but no. Why is it one fatha? It doesn't have alif lam. It must have one kasra. It has two kasras. If the word doesn't have alif lam, it must have tanween. The noun must have tanween.
Wazirin.
Unless it's a dip quote. Kullu wazirin. Hadara kullu wazirin.
Yes.
Okay, and it gives you another example.
So I have one reason. If I say kullu shayin bil khair, all things are fine. Now if I have kullu shayin bil khair means all things are fine, right?
So here everything is fine. Yes, everything. Not all thing is fine. Everything is.
Everything. Yeah. Now if I want to make it all things, kullu al shayin bil khair. If I
No,
make
no. Kullu al ashya'i. What's
al ashya.
what's the plural of
Okay.
shay'un? Al ashya.
Ashya.
Ashya'un. So you make it
Ashya.
definite.
Mhm.
So you
Bil
make it
khairi.
yes.
Okay.
You make it definite. You add alif lam, and you make it plural. So ashya'i. Kullu ashya'i. All things are fine.
Okay. Now if I want to make all things are new, kullu ashyai jadidin.
Okay. So you probably say
All things are new.
Yeah.
Everything is.
Yeah, I think
all
what we
things-
do is, because in the translation we're gonna have some examples of this. So because kullu refers to, in Arabic, the word is singular kullu, but at the same time it's 1 second. I'm just thinking if there's examples here.
Number 17 is kulluhum. Is there? Kulluhum.
Okay.
Masal- kulluhum.
So you could say kullu ashya'i jadidun, right?
Jadidun or jadidin.
No, why was it? Because this is the subject, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All things. Then you say are new,
Yes.
right? That's why it'd be done.
Good.
Because otherwise, why would it be genitive? Genitive, it could only be genitive if is the adjective of ashya, or if it's mudaf ilayhi, but here it's neither.
Okay.
حضر كل وزراء الحكومة الاجتماع. Okay, Sudais,
Yes, sir.
what does كل الوزراء mean here?
That means kullu wuzara'i is each and every, because it's not all, as it does not have alif now, but it's wuzara.
So it's mudaf, so it's definite.
Yes.
It's mudaf of al-hakumati. Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Kullu
So
is also mudaf alayhi of kullu and mudaf of al-hakumati. Okay.
So wuzara'i here, they can't mean every and each, because every and each we said it has to be singular, right? So it doesn't meet one criteria. Second thing which after mentioned, I think, is here we think, is it definite or is it indefinite? Here we know it's definite. Why is it definite? Because it's mudaf alayhi
Is definite.
to, yes, so it becomes definite automatically.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So you said na possess with mudaf and mudaf alayh. One is possessor and one other who possess that and identify that mudaf and mudaf alayh. But kullu, so kullu is possessor. That
So
how
basically,
it is mudaf.
so what we done is lesson 3. I think we've done mudaf, started mudaf and mudaf alayhi, and then we build on it. So mudaf alayhi is normally used for possession, right? That's its primary use. But now we done a few cases where it's not necessarily used for possession; it's used for other things as well. So here,
Other
for
things,
example, when we done last lesson, what does the mudaf alayhi use in last lesson? Anybody?
Superlative.
Superlative.
Acha.
So if you say the most beautiful girl, you say ajmalu. You say We learned last lesson to say superlative, to say the most, like, so if you want to say you're the most beautiful girl, you say ajmalu bintin. So here it doesn't mean possession,
Kullu
possessor. It's
and
just
kullu.
so
Kullu.
no, listen to me now. Ajmalu bintin means the most beautiful girl, right? Here it doesn't mean the most beautiful, there's no possession here. But mudaf ilayhi is used in the last chapter as superlative. And now we're covering a new rule where mudaf ilayhi used to mean each or every with kul. So we're learning how it's used with kul.
Okay.
If you want to think about mudaf ilayhi, it is kind of mudaf ilayhi, because if you all the ministers, you could say all of the ministers in a way. If you want to translate, if you want to think it like that, but obviously in the translation you can say all the ministers. But if you want to dig down and think, oh, is it mudaf ilayhi, you could say maybe it is because, sorry, if you want to say is it possession and possessor, you could probably is because you could say all of the ministers. And when you write in English, you can say all the ministers.
Yes.
But the simple answer is that we have developed to say mudaf ilayhi, mudaf and mudaf ilayhi is used for different purposes. So this is additional purpose. If the subject is followed by verb, the verb will be the plural. Okay. Okay, so okay. So here it tells you that again, it's similar to what we've done before. So the verb, when it says the verb comes first, is singular. So if you want to say all the ministers arrived and sat down, you say wasala kullul wuzra'i. All the ministers arrived. Wa jalasu, and they sat down. You use plural here because the verb is not mentioned afterwards. What do you mean if you say wa jalasa?
That means he sat down, but over here it's Wazara the plural form, so we will adjust it accordingly.
Yeah, so it means all of them sat down. Okay, so also jami'un also used to mean all, like kullun, and it's also followed by genitive. So when he says all, is going to be the following line is going to be plural and definite. So all the ministers attended. Hadara jami'ul wuzra'i, or you could say hadara kullul wuzra'i. Both are correct. Then he says that kullu, again mentioned before, kullu and jami'u both are used as mudaf and mudaf ilayhi. So that's the key thing, right? So we could use as mudaf with pronouns, attached pronouns. So for example, kulluhum means all of them. Jami'uhum kum means all of you. And when they use like this in Arabic, we call them normally we call them, depending on the sentence, we call them ta'kid, which means emphasis. So for example, here it says wasara rijalu, the men arrived. Kulluhum, all of them. And when it's ta'kid, emphasis, it's normally it's gonna follow in terms of the case, it's gonna follow the word it's replacing. So it's almost saying wasala kulluhum, all of them arrived. So but it says wasala rijalu kulluhum, because it's emphasizing a rijal. Why is it emphasizing? All the men, he says all of them. It's going to follow a rijal in terms of case. Also, like for example, darabtuhum, I hit them. Jami'ahum. Why is it accusative here? Why is it jami'ah, not jami'u? Because why is he emphasizing?
On whom, it's like whom.
Yeah, it's emphasizing this whom, and this whom is the direct object, so that's why it's accusative. Does that make sense? If you guys stay quiet, if you don't understand, say no. If you understand, say yes.
No.
Okay. Which part do you understand?
Why there's a fatha over there? Jami'ahum.
So, okay, for example, if you want to say, okay, instead of just say daraba ar-rijala, what does that mean?
The man struck.
The man is a subject here then.
Yeah, right.
The subject must have dhamma, right? Must be nominative.
He
Correct.
hit. He
No,
hit.
let answer.
Oh. He hit the man. Sorry.
So he is the subject, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you want to say he hit the man is plural, right?
Hmm.
All of them, right? You're gonna say, for example, kul or jami, right? So what you're gonna put jami'a or jami'u?
Yes, we will put Jami'a.
Jami'a. Do you know why?
Yes,
It's this. Why is that?
because here he is the subject and all the men's are the object.
Yes. So jami'a, he is emphasizing a rijal, right?
Mhm.
So it follows jami'a will follow a rijal in terms of case. Because if you say jami'u, it's gonna make jami'u the subject. So it's gonna mean all of them hit the man, right?
Yes,
Does that make more sense?
yes.
Okay. Okay. So vocabulary, hazina means to be or become sad. Huznun means sadness. So again, the same root letters, they're linked with meaning. Tajirun means merchant. Tujarun is a broken plural. Muhimmun is muhimmun here, important. Aliyun, Ali, name of a person. Qal'atun is fortress. Kila'un is a broken plural. Sami'a means to hear. Asara means to take prisoner. Bida'atun means goods or merchandise. Bida'i'u is a broken plural. Nurun is light. Anwarun is lights. Sukkarun is sugar. Fakihatun is fruit. Plural is fawakihu. Thawbun means garment. Thiyabun means garment. Broken plural. Labisa means to wear. So again, libasun would be is garment as well. Linked to that, labisa to means to wear or to put on. Junaynatun, new word for garden. So we done bustanun, junaynatun again. Jana'inu is a new word for garden. A broken plural is jana'inu. Qumashun means cloth. Akmishatun, broken plural. Khailun means horses. Is plural is khuyulun. Khurufun is sheep. Plural is khifanun. Samakun is fish. Asmakun is a broken plural. Raisun, it means chairman, president, head. Is plural is ru'asa'u. Wizaratun means ministry, cabinet. It's linked to word wazirun. Wazirun meant minister. Akhadha means to take. Ra'isul Wuzara'i. So here mudaf ilayhi means prime minister. Yes.
Over there, there's a ta marbuta. So we say that Khalifatun, though it's a ta marbuta in that also, but we consider that as a masculine noun. So here also Waziratun will be masculine noun only, right?
No, it's Wizaratun. So
Oh, sorry.
this is not referring to person. This is referring to
Okay,
to
profession,
profession. Yes.
ministry, yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, even if Wazirun, If minister is wazirun, it doesn't have ta marbuta anyway. If you say feminine minister, because we do have feminine ministers in every country pretty much. Waziratun would mean feminine minister. We do have feminine ministers. But Khalifa in Islam, a woman can't be Khalifa. That's why it's considered masculine. Hukumatun is government, plural is hukumatun, so it's a feminine plural. Siyasatun means policy or politics, so it could mean both. Its plural is siyasatun. Siyasa, the term that goes, and we add alif and ta, feminine plural. Dawlatun means state or power. Duwalun is a plural. Munzu means since. And here says prep. What does prep mean?
Proposition.
Position.
Preposition, yes. So the next word is going to be mudaf alayhi. The next word is going to be genitive. Al-ana means now. So it just normally remains the same. It's similar to other words like time. Al-yawma, for example, means day. Al-ana means now. Also, aidan means also. And kathiran means greatly, much, a lot. When used as adverb, adverb, greatly, much. If you want to say lots, you just kathirun. Kathiran is like you can use it as adverb, greatly, much. Tufahun, apple, or apples, it's a collective noun. So if you want to say a single apple, you say tufahatun with ta marbuta. You have ta marbuta. We covered that, I think, lesson 2 or 3. Tamrun is again dates. It's a collective noun. If you say singular, it is tamratun. Amila means to do. Amalun is work, deed, or doing. A'malun is the broken plural. Italia means Italy.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
That the preposition mindu, since it's written there, no preposition.
Say it again.
Preposition since mundu.
Mundu,
What is
right?
that? Mundu. But said no preposition or harf, that is be, li, and si, means on the harf will be there, then it will be preposition.
So
but here three are
look, min. How many words is this?
yes. So that's why how we will know if here it is written, then it is preposition. But if suppose it is not mentioned,
Yeah.
then how in a sentence will identify that it is preposition, so that we can make next word genitive.
Okay. So for this purposes, it's going to tell you. But if you look at everything else, the nouns in every language. If you look at English, we know what the noun is. Noun is things. It's a name of a thing. Table, chair. We have proper nouns. We have proper nouns that name of people. Zaidun, Bakarun, Pakistan, India, like name of countries. Then we have pronouns: huwa, huma, hum. He, them, they, and preposition, and then we have verbs, like these are doing words. So eating, drinking, sleeping. Then we have prepositions which don't fit into any of these two categories, which are neither nouns and which are neither verbs. So since is not a, it's not an action, it's not a noun, so it must be a preposition. But if you're not sure how to find that, it's just the best way is that you just learn, because preposition we only done like 10 or 12 prepositions most, so it's not hard to learn.
Prepositions are position words.
Position words.
Position.
Say it again.
Position.
Like it's position words: on, under,
Yes.
in.
Yes.
Time.
Since as well, yeah. Since fits that.
Time also preposition. Because after
Yeah, you just Nilofer, you just have to learn which was a preposition because we've covered that.
Nilofer, sometimes we consider since and from like in the same thing.
Yes, sir.
Since
Okay.
and from. So from is also a preposition. So you can consider since also as a preposition. But sometimes when you're talking about dates or particular thing, we use since. Right. So that's also a preposition.
Yeah. Okay. So Burhan, I'm thinking about the question you asked earlier. So kullu
Yes.
al-ashya'i. I think it's here is going to be jadidatun.
Yes. Jadi. Okay.
Not jadidun, jadidatun, because
Jadidatun.
ashya is broken plural. Okay.
Correct. Jadidatun.
Yeah. That's good. You take part in a conversation Arabic. You're doing anyway, Burhan?
In office, I'll try to speak 1 or 2 words at least. I'm trying to understand. But the thing is that they speak Algerian Arabic, and there's many
Yeah.
things.
No,
It's very different.
Yeah, it's very different. Yes. Tell you very, yeah. They call it
Yeah. For Khulli, they use Gulli.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, I went to Egypt once, and the guy was talking about Arabic grammar and stuff like that, and he was talking all the way. And some words, it was just a few years ago, like my Arabic wasn't that good as well. He was talking, I was understanding some of the words. By end of the conversation, when he said masjid, then I realized that okay, all the words, he was mentioning jim, but they were pronounced as ge.
yeah.
It's not there's no masjid, it's a masjid. So like Egyptian have certain ways of, I think
Exactly.
qaf, for example, qaf with the dots, they pronounce it as alif. Some places. So yeah, Amia is quite different. But one good thing about Fusha is what we're doing is this is applicable in all the countries. So whichever Arab country you are in,
Yes.
all the educated Arabs, anybody who's been to school, they will know, they will understand you, and they'll be able to speak with you as well.
Inshallah. That's what I'm struggling to from a past long time, because I don't understand every time they speak.
Yeah, but I think it's also probably help you with Algerian Arabic as well, I suppose.
Yeah. Some of them when I speak to them slowly, or when I ask them, they speak it correctly, and they think that's how it is.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've tried in few countries, in Morocco, Egypt. They all know. سمعت النساء خبر عن موت الرئيس الوزراء فلبسن ثيابهن سوداء وهزن كثيرا. Sudais, you want to do this?
Yes, sir. Okay. Sami'ti, that is for the singular female. And nisa'u, that is the female, heard the news of, that is Anna is about.
So explain to us what's Anisa'u.
Okay, An-Nisa'u is the subject, and Sami'ti is the word.
Sami'at. It was originally it was Sami'at, right?
Yeah, and it becomes the singular form because of An-Nisa'u is the plural form, but when the verbs come first, so it becomes singular. And then Al-Khabru is like
Khabara.
Al-Khabara is the object, the news, and Anna is about.
Is a preposition, yes.
Yeah, Anna is about, and Mawti.
So what does it mean up to Samiyat nisa'u?
The female heard.
The woman.
The woman
Plural heard.
The news about, and Maut is death. So about death, and Raisil Wudurai, that is the prime minister.
Yeah. So Raisul, we said is Raisul Wuzra'i. Why is he Raisi here?
It's Raisi because this is from Anna.
Why is it Raisu? Why is it
Because
Raisi?
because of Anna, I guess that is referring to the news about the death of the Mawti Raisi. That is it's Mudaf ilayh.
Rais is Mudaf. Okay, Mudaf lay. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why it has it's genitive. One kasra because again it's mudaf as well to
Yeah.
wuzara. Yeah.
Again, it's becoming mudaf of al-wuzara'i. That is about the prime minister, death of the
Yeah.
prime minister.
Yeah. So one thing I like to explain here: the Rais is normally means head. Wuzara'i means ministers. So literally means head of the ministers. So head of ministers is known as prime minister, right? So Rais al-Wuzara'i means prime minister. So the woman heard the news about the death of the prime minister.
Death of the prime minister. So fa is referring to so. Labisna is the plural form of the female. So they wore.
So why is it not labisat for labisat?
Because it's coming, it's the second verb, so it has to come in accusative form, and it's plural.
No. What's the verb doesn't has to be coming in accusative form. Why would the verb come in accusative form?
Labisna, because it is the object, the female, they wore the dress.
No.
No?
What I'm saying to you is it why is it not for labisat? Why is it not labisat?
Labisat would be for the singular.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying to you. Why is we don't use a singular? Why we use a plural?
We are using the plural because it is coming in the middle. It's not coming before it's not the first verb used. That's why.
Yeah. So
And
because
now,
there's no subject mentioned afterwards.
yeah.
Okay. So because if you don't subject mention afterwards, if you say labisat, it would mean she wore. So we say
wore.
labisna. For labisna, they wore. Yes.
They wore siyabuhunna, that is mean their dresses.
And they
So
wore.
clothes. Siyabuhunna means their dresses. Al Aswad Sauda means the black. They wore their dresses black.
Why is it aswad? Why is it sauda?
Sorry, Sauda means this is the female form of uh, the color.
Yeah.
If it
Why
becomes
why is it feminine?
because
Why is it not masculine? Why is it not aswad? Why is it's because siyab. What's it's the adjective of which word?
adjective of this dress, the dress like
Yes,
that is
and dress is siyab that's a plural, right? That's a broken plural. What's the
broken.
singular is thawb.
Yeah, so
Broken, yeah, and siyab is broken plural. Obviously, broken plural is considered feminine singular for agreement purposes. That's why we use
Sauda.
to match it with the gender to be feminine singular. Yeah.
They wore their black dresses, and wahazina, that means they became sad or they were sad. Kasiran means they were very.
Yes, very sad. Yes, wahazinna, right? Very okay.
Yeah.
So here in the brackets, it tells you that. So it tells you that if you write if you write it out, hazin to hazinna, you're gonna come to hazinna like that. But when it comes in like that, you just join. It becomes shadda. So you just say hazinna. Does that make sense? Because the same thing is you're still saying hazinna here, and you're saying hazinna here, but here you just put a shadda on.
Yeah, that is twice. Yeah, you remove the other one and you put a shadda.
Yeah. Okay, so number 3. Anybody wants to volunteer? Oh, it's 1 minute left. Okay. Okay. We'll start. We're just gonna end in 1 minute, so we'll start after this.